So the very important session, and this would comprise of the knowledge we had just covered in the previous chapter of ratios and proportion. So we will also be using some knowledge of that part and something extra we'll learn today. So percentages, profit and loss. See, basically profit loss I would say is a different kind of chapter. Percentages is a different chapter, but when you combine them, you actually get a meaningful concept that can you can exploit and get the results out of both of them. First of all, like we had discussed in previous sessions, what is percentage exactly? Can anybody tell me?
per 100.
Okay, yes, 100. And what is profit and loss? I just want in layman terms. I do not want equations or anything. What is profit and loss?
Per 100, how much percentage, I mean, how many rupees you're earning for 100 rupees?
Is that profit?
If it is more, then it is profit. How many rupees less you're earning is loss for 100 rupees.
So instead of 100, if I earn out of 1000, it won't be considered as profit.
It will be, but when we say profit percentage, so for every 100 rupees,
I did not ask profit percentage. I'm just asking profit. What is profit?
For profit, we can say that how much selling price is more than the cost price, like what we have bought for the money, and how much we are more how much we are getting.
Okay. And what is loss?
If we are selling it like
If the selling price is less than the cross price, which
yeah,
is
if the selling price is less than the cost price.
Okay. Okay. So, all right. So at least that basic parts is clear. All right. Now, first key important things to consider regarding today's session, and that would be always consider the base to be 100. Every time the base needs to be 100, whatever. All right, guys, you're not facing a lag this time, right? Like previous session.
no.
All right. Okay. So this would be the key important point to consider because as Aswik was telling, we will have profit percentages ka concept, yes. But still, even if we don't have it, taking a base 100 always helps because it helps you simplify the calculations as well. I mean, if I ask you 20% of 56, you might take time to calculate. But if I directly ask you 20% of 100, that would make the calculations easier. So that would be the first key important step that we'll consider of. The second thing would be there will be some important formulas as per se, which would require some calculation part. And I'm giving you one that will ease your simplifications part. And that is, let's say, there's an object A and there's an A% rise in it. The price becomes B. Now, there's a B% rise in it. The price becomes X. And so on, something happens. Now, I want, instead of two successive increments, what I want is how much should I percentage, by what percentage points should I increase this so that directly in one go itself I reach from A to X. And this would be a crucial point. Does anybody have any idea how do we calculate it? I just want the approach. I do not want the answer.
What we can do is a percent plus b percent, and if it's increasing, like plus ab
Yeah, it
upon
is
100
increasing. It is increasing. Both are increasing.
plus ab upon 100.
And how do you get it?
I have read this somewhere.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
But I'm just asking conceptually. Okay, since you have read it, why not A plus B percentage itself? Why adding that some extra term you had? See,
It's cause from it's not A will be different and B will be different. So the
so
percentage on that will be different.
okay, All right. Anybody else? Anything to add? Guys, I want this an interactive class. Even if you think your answer will be wrong, no issues. You can share it with me. It's fine. And yeah, guys, speak up. No need to directly add things privately to me. Only when I'm asking you an answer, then you can reply me privately. The more you speak up, the more your doubts will get cleared and the more better you will be in handling anything.
X minus A by A will give me direct percentage.
Okay, great, great. Anything else, guys? How do we come here? That was mathematical of what you guys said. It is great. But how do we use it conceptually? Conceptually as in layman's language. See, if you understand the quant of cat in layman's language, trust me, you won't get confused in any question, however twisted it is.
So we can't directly go to it, no? Like if A is 100 and
Yeah.
10% is increased, so it will
Okay.
be 110. And
Yeah.
then if we are adding 10%, then it will be 11. It
Okay.
not the 10% will be 11, not 10. So we
Okay.
can't add them exactly.
Okay. So you meant to say this is how what this is what we'll get.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No, you are justifying your thing that you said A plus B. That is fine. That is nothing wrong in it. See, there is a very important concept which you will study later, but just I will give you the clue as to what it is called. It is called compounding effect. And what compounding effect does is, what you said is perfectly right. When we have A percent, it will act on capital A. When we have the B percent increase, it will act on 110. That is fine. What you are telling is nothing wrong. The important point to consider here is the compounding effect. What happens is whenever A and B simultaneously increase, they both have a compounding effect and not an additive effect. I know it might be a bit difficult, but just to give you a knowledge in knowledge perspective, this won't help you in understanding or solving the problem, but it won't, but it will save you from getting confused. So in compounding effect, what actually happens is when there are two terms, they do not directly add. They have a multiplicative effect on each other. And as you had rightly said that this will affect on this and this will affect on this. But if I replace this B with directly this, I can already say B percent directly affects on this. Is this part clear, guys?
Yeah.
Or you want me to repeat once again?
Yes, yes.
Everybody, guys, I need a response from everybody.
Yesri, can you repeat once, please?
Okay, all right. See now, an important part. Let's take an example here again. So, by example, it would be this was 100. Now, if I increased 10% to it, I will get 110. If I again increase 10% to it, this is 10%. From this, not from this, from this, it will give me an increment of 11 and not 10 rupees, right? This part is clear?
Yeah, Casey.
Okay. Now, what I can say is, I am not, instead of saying I'm not increasing 10% out of 110, I'm saying is I'm increasing 10% out of the number that is obtained by increasing 10% from 100. If I say these things, won't they mean the same thing or they are different?
Same,
Yeah,
correct.
same.
Yeah, that's what I had said basically. So basically what happens is these 10 and these 10 will have a compounding effect on each other. And that's why whenever I have to handle such a situation, I will say is I had A, since we are operating in percentages, so initially, when I had just the increment of a percentage, I will say capital A into 1 plus small a by 100. This is how I will calculate the increment by just first transaction. Now, whatever you are getting this is nothing but capital B. Now I'm increasing this in capital P to get X. Now, coming back to the original question I wanted, what if I want just a single number from it? So we had very two good answers and both of them were right. So what the formula we deduce from there is, if I just want a single percentage from it, what I will get is A plus B plus AB by 100 is what percentage will be the increment that I will experience. Guys, note down this formula. This is very helpful. If again there is a decrement instead of increment, let's say I increased 10%, then I decreased 10%, your B will become minus B. That's it. Just replace B with minus B, you'll get your answer. This is mathematically correct. This part is clear, guys? Everybody?
Yes.
Before moving forward, I need this confirmation from everybody, guys.
That B with minus B part, can you repeat?
Yeah, okay. Now say from 100, if I increase it by 10%, what will I get? 110?
Yes.
Yeah. And if I decrease 110 by 10%, how much will I have to subtract from 110?
11.
11. So what will be the final answer I get?
Okay, got it.
99, right?
Yes.
Now just substitute it here. This is 10, this is minus 10, and this will be 10 into minus 10 by 100. This 10 gets cancelled. This 10 into minus 10 is minus 100. Minus 100 by 100 is minus 1%. Now from 100, you have to subtract just 1%. Now 1% of 100 is 1. That you subtract it from 100, you get 99. So does the answer match?
Got it.
Yeah. Everybody perfect? All right. We'll move to the next part. Again, the key important one more aspect that you will have to remember is the ratios I had discussed in the previous lecture, 1 by 2, 1 by 3 till 1 by 11. Those would be very handy, very required. And whatever basics that you require, all the formula that you require for today, this is it. I mean, you don't require any other formula from now. Is this part clear, guys? Moving forward. Anybody, any doubt? Please ask me now.
No.
All right, we'll move forward then. Yeah. So let's solve this one. A standard looking easy question. Give it 2 minutes. It should be pretty straightforward. And then it's 7:47. I give you 2 minutes, 7:49. Type in your answer privately. No public answers. So yeah, in 2 minutes, guys. 30 seconds more, guys. Anshula, you will have to tag to Subhash. I have logged in through his account. Aditya, the answer you have given me, is it among the options? I think you have made a calculation mistake somewhere. Please recheck. 10 seconds more, guys. All right, guys. Time's up. So I can see 4, 5 answers, and quite frankly, I won't say I'm happy to see such few answers. Mm, no, Aniket. We'll see. We'll see. Uh, okay. Prerit, I see you have given the answer B. What approach did you use?
I made it as like in 2003 the price was X.
Okay.
So in 2004 price would be 1.1x.
Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Yeah.
And then it's the same.
Anshula, what did you use?
Casey, I use the base 100 method.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
I was expecting this. That is much easier, much simpler. Like I
Yeah.
had said it, guys, the first important point. What had I said here? Initially, the key important point. Always consider base 100. It will solve your problems very easily. I know it is always tempting to use the formulas, but trust me, this is a quantitative aptitude exam, not a mathematics exam. You'll have to use your brains much more than formulas. Sometimes formulas will save you, but they will waste your time much more. Anybody, any other approach? Anybody? Aniket, I see you have given an answer that is different from others. What did you use?
Firstly, I was trying with 100 and 110.
Yeah.
Then I like randomly tested like x plus 110 x upon 100.
Okay.
That is equal to y. That would be 2004. So I
Okay.
tried doing it like x is equal to y minus 100 by
And
11.
somewhere you got confused there.
Yeah.
Hmm. But by 100, did you get the right answer? The right answer is B, which is. Did you
I
get B?
no, I didn't get B. Like I got some. I got confused.
Okay. Aditya, how did you get your answer as pretty big? Something completely out of the box. I mean,
What I, yeah.
I'm searching for out of the box solutions, but not out of the box options.
So what I did was Kesari, that I took the value of the product as X in 2003, and then in 2004 it will be 10% more, so it will be X plus X by 10.
Okay.
So what I did was I subtracted X plus X by 10 with X and divided it with X plus X by 10 into 100.
Hmm.
So the value that I was getting was 1 by
Your
11%.
approach is right, but somewhere I think recheck your calculations.
Yes, I
The
might
basic
have
method you
gone.
have used is right, but
Yeah.
did you also use the 100 base method?
No, actually, I didn't quite understand what is 100 base method.
Okay, okay, okay. I'll show it everybody once again. But if such a simple basic questions come again, don't expect me to solve it through the base 100 method. If the question is difficult, trust me, I'll solve it to you, even if you don't understand. But that would be like a crime. Trust me, it would be a crime. All right. So in 2004, the price of a shampoo bottle increases by 100. sorry, 10% with respect to 2003. So if I take 2003's base price as 100, we see 10% increase. So in 2004, what would be the price? 110.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
now, by what percentage is its price in 2003 less than that in 2004? That means the reference is 2003 or 2004. 2004 is the reference. That means what you have to do is 2004 ka price minus 2003 ka price, and what is the base? 2004 ka price. Now what is this? It's 10, 110. This part is clear?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Now do it into 100 because it is asked percentage. 100
Yes.
upon 11, what does it give? Does it give B?
Yeah.
Everybody clear, guys?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
That's it.
basically, base 100 means we have to take the maximum value as 100 and try solving it. That
Yeah. Base 100 means take the number, take your starting point as 100.
okay.
Or sometimes what it even happens is, all right, okay, I'll give you one more situation. Let's say I'm given a situation A. In A, there's an increase of A% and there's a decrease of B%. So here I get X and here I get Y. And then like this question also, I have to compare the percentage increase in X and Y or something on similar regards. What do you think I should take A? What value, ideally?
100 because the
100.
calculations will be easy.
Yes, that is called the base 100 method. It will
Okay.
ease your calculations. You can solve it using equations. Trust me, you'll get the answer. There's nothing wrong in it. It's just that you will waste your precious time. There are some important, difficult questions that if you give more 30 to 40 seconds per question, you can easily get an increment in your score by close to 10, 12 marks. And that is, trust me, huge. So yeah, it's not just remembering the tough concepts that will help you achieve a better percentile in quant. It will also be how you limit your time in the easy questions. And this being an easy question, this will be the methods you will have to adopt.
We should take A as 100, right?
Yes,
There was a
A as
network
100.
issue. So
Yeah.
I was.
What
Yeah.
if the value of A is already mentioned? Will I still take it 100 or I won't take it 100?
We shouldn't.
No, at the end, if you want percentages, then you can take 100 also.
No. The answer is not in percentages. Let's say this is something 64 and so, and this is something else,
And I guess you have to
Should
consider
I
100.
still assume the value to be 100 or not?
No.
Who all think no? Please type in. And who all think yes? Please type in. And I want everybody's response, please. Just 2 responses. 3. Okay, nobody is saying yes. That is surprising. Okay. All right. What if, guys, there's one thing important, and we discussed this in the last class. I was hoping one at least. Okay. Aditya is telling we can take 100. Interestingly, Aditya, can you shed some light?
What I am thinking, K3, is if we studied the concept of proportionality in last class.
Yes.
So when we are proportionally increasing or decreasing over 100, the same
Yes.
kind of effect can be mirrored on 64 as well.
Exactly.
So eventually the output that we get out of it, that the same equation, A by B is equals to C by D. So that means the eventual output remains the same though the numbers change.
Perfect, Aditya. You're on spot. Exactly. Your answers, taking 100 is the 100% correct answer, I would say. In that regards, yes, it is correct. Whatever we have learned till now, hopefully it has gone very well in your head, I see. Even if it hasn't come from me, doesn't mind. I require the results at last. But yeah, whatever Aditya is saying, guys, it is correct. See, if I take 100, now what happens is, suppose if there's a 10% decrease from 64, there will be a 6.4 ka reduction, and whatever you get here, this is A, and 10% reduction in this 100 will give you 90. Now this A, 64 by 100 and A by 90, will it have the same ratio or not? Will the ratio be same?
Yeah.
Any doubt, anybody in this matter? Anybody? Okay, that's it. If you see the ratio is constant, you just calculate the initial ratio, calculate your answer is base 100 completely, and then remultiply it by the ratio. You will get it the answer in terms of base 64 rather than base 100. Is this part clear, guys? Everybody?
Like how we can use this in bigger terms. Like it was an easy question.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't get you. Bigger terms as in?
And like if we do it like 64 minus 6.4,
Uh,
it would be very easy.
okay. So what type of bigger
So
numbers do you
that,
want?
that
9,000 types.
I'm saying ki 64 minus 6.4, that would be better if we do it instead of that 190 thingy.
Sure, sure. Then you can try that method.
Yeah.
There will be some sums that we will be solving, and what you can do is you will have the homework sheet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you will get some problems. You can time yourself. If you get by 64 wala method, that's great. If you can calculate it by that method, you are a genius. No need to worry about that. I mean, I would appreciate if you can solve it in such a quick time. But if you cannot solve, this is an alternative approach which will easily help you reduce your time.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So we'll move forward to the next question. This is again the standard similar part. Instead of A and B percentages, we have numbers now. Again, 2 minutes, and then we'll discuss. One more minute, guys. Interestingly, I don't see any answer. I mean, yeah, this is a bit calculation intensive, but it is not tough. Okay, 30-second more, guys. No, Aniket, somewhere you have done some calculation error. Your decimal is incorrect. That's it, I would say. But I would still, yeah, I'd consider this fine. All right, guys, time's up. Let's start discussing. First of all, I have just two answers. One of them is wrong. One of the second one would say is almost correct. Where did you guys get stuck? Guys?
Like if we take the base as 100, then how would we be able to solve this question?
We cannot take the base as 100. That's why this was a trick question.
Because on the one hand, the percentage is given, on the other hand, marks are given.
I know that. That's why I've kept this question as second question right after the first one.
You need to tell the percentage of the passing marks, na?
Yes, yes.
My
Kesari,
passing marks was 172.
Okay.
I think so. The percentage came 32.2.
I think you have done some calculation error.
Is the passing mark same? Oh, sorry to interrupt. You can.
Yeah, yeah.
it's okay, it's okay. Yeah, Kesari. So what I was saying is, in such questions where we are not getting an answer from 200, like 100 base, so is it wise enough to take just the double of
Take
the
it.
base, for example,
No, no, no.
200?
Take it 100x.
100x.
Yeah. Is that
Okay,
an
so
issue?
okay, 100 times any number.
Yeah.
Okay. So I took 200, but then again I wasn't getting the difference is
See,
17.
yeah, of course it will.
Yeah.
Because the test is out of some marks, right?
Yeah.
The test can be 50 marks, 70 marks, 100 marks, any number of marks which you do not know.
Yes.
And this question has been set around that premise.
Yes.
This is 18, this 37. You will only get when you calculate using the number that has been pre-decided.
Yeah.
If you change that base, will these numbers match?
No.
Yep. That's the thing. That's
Okay.
why.
So 100x can be taken.
Yeah, you can take 100x. That is the equation approach. There is one more approach which won't require equations. That requires some common logic, common sense.
Okay.
I'll give you guys one more minute. Now that you know the hint.
Hi, Kesari.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Uttam. So I've used the equation method.
Okay. Fine, it's totally fine. I'll give you guys one more minute. Now that you know the hint. Let's see if you can solve it. Yes, Aniket, your answer is correct now.
Calculation.
Manideep, yeah, I told you calculation mistake. Manideep, almost correct. Your decimal part is wrong. You and Uttam have given me the same answer. The number is correct. The decimal part is wrong. Either you have taken some approximation or something. I don't know. But yeah,
I just rounded it off.
yeah, that's why. That's why. It's okay. I'll consider it as the right answer. But yes, yes, the second answer you have given me is correct. Good, good. I can see at least 3, 4 good
Calculation
answers.
mistake I have done, Kesri.
Okay, okay, all right, sure, sure. Yes, Pandana, your answer is right. I know, guys, I purposely placed a track question just after the first question, telling 100 should be the base always. But I just wanted to test you in that regards. That if such a situation comes wherein you are faced with such a thing that you do not know before of, how do you face it? It's all right, it doesn't matter. In class, such things are okay. Such things shouldn't happen in exam. So now is it clear when to use base 100 and when not to use base 100? Everybody? Okay, so Uttam, now tell what approach did you use? Did you use just the equations part, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, Kesri. I used equation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Spandana, what approach did you use?
Equation Kesari, just 38% of x is equal to
Okay.
18 plus the percentage. He said exceeded by the percentage,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So plus
Okay.
p.
I will share one approach and you can decide whether you guys like it or not.
My approach is something different.
Yeah, sure, sure. Go ahead.
Like first, what I did is 38% minus 27%.
Okay,
That gives me 11%,
perfect,
and the difference gave me like 18 marks and 37 marks.
perfect.
So we'll cause it fails by 37 and passes by 18. So we'll
Yes,
add them. That is
perfect.
55.
Yes,
So 11% gives me 55 marks.
yes,
So 1% would be 5,
perfect.
and 5 of the according to 5, 38% will be 190.
Okay.
So we'll deduct 18 marks
Mhm.
because it's more than, so we'll get 172 as the passing marks.
Perfect. This was the approach I was just going to share. Great, I can see one. Great. See, guys, no equations. You do not require any knowledge of equations. It's just pure common logic sense. Did everybody understand this method? This was exactly the same method which I was going to discuss.
No,
And
can you repeat it?
okay, okay, sure, sure. I will repeat it. See, let's suppose this is your passing percentage. Now, somebody gets a 38 percentage and somebody got 27 percentage. So they are below here and they are above here. Now, this 38 percentage person is 18 marks more than the passing. And this 27 percentage guy is 37 marks less than the passing percentage. This part is clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay. The difference between 38 percentage and 27 percentage is 11%. And the difference between this marks and this marks is 18 plus 37, which is 55. This part is clear. Everybody, guys, this part is clear. Those who had not understood the method. Okay. Now 11 percentage is 55. 1 percentage would be 5. If 1 percentage is 5, that means the test is out of 500 marks because that's 100%. And 38% equates to 190. So what would be the passing marks? That is 18 less than 190. That is 172. Now you just have to calculate how much is 172 out of 500. That's it. The answer would be 34.4. Is the concept clear, guys? How to use a manual approach?
No, I don't get it. Why
Which
we
part
add
you did not understand?
the marks and why we subtract the percentages?
Okay, all right. 38% minus 27. Okay. Let's take an example. Suppose I'm giving a 200 marks paper. Okay.
Okay.
So 35% is the passing marks. So at how much marks will I pass the exam?
35.
35% is the passing marks for a 200 marks exam. How much marks will I
Okay.
pass?
70.
Okay. 70 marks I will pass the exam, which is 35%. Now there comes a person who has got 50% marks. So
Means 100.
how much marks will he get?
100.
Okay. And a 30% person, how much marks will he get?
60.
Okay, perfect. Now this is the scenario given to you and you do not know this part. Now what is given is a 50% person scores some marks, a 30% person scores some marks.
Okay.
Now how much more is this gap? How much is this gap?
30.
30. And how much is this gap?
10.
10. Now what is the difference between this?
20.
20%. Now from going to 30, from 30 to 50%, will I require this 40 marks?
Yes.
So will you add this or subtract this?
Add this.
Yeah. Basically, I'm not subtracting 50 and 30. I'm basically adding 20% to this to get this 40 marks. Now is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah. Anybody, any more further doubts? See, I purposefully placed this classwork sheet as a longer one because some of the questions will be homework depending upon how we perform in this class. If we perform very well, most of our concepts will get clear, but there's no need to worry. Even if we take some time to understand some concepts and get it slow, I will still cover all the important questions. And yeah, some of the questions which have repeated concepts because I have placed some questions will be a homework. So even if don't get scared away by the length of the worksheet we are solving here. Some of them have repeated concept questions, but the base part would be important. So moving forward, no doubts, guys.
Yeah, I want to say that can we just discuss the homework questions in the next class?
What we'll have is, see, instead of discussion part, we can discuss, but what would I would say is, see, suppose you might be having a doubt in a question, somebody else might not be having a doubt. So instead of that, we'll have a session tomorrow, kind of a 1 hour session on WhatsApp itself, where I will be completely active and sitting there. You guys can just post in your doubts and I will clearly solve your doubts.
Okay.
Yeah. So guys, The third question, the important part. This would be your no. Let's solve this question. I'll give you 3 minutes. Solve this question. You can use your base 100. You cannot use your base 100. That depends on you. Now I've told you. I won't give it a hint, and that's why it's a 3-minute question. Because there are 2-3 more questions based on exact similar principle that we'll use here. So yeah, 3 minutes, guys, and answer me privately. Start. Yeah, Manideep, correct answer. Yes, Uttam, correct answer. One more minute, guys. Aditya, sometimes you amuse me. No, Asvika and Aniket, your answers are wrong. All right, guys, time's up. First, I would like to hear from Aditya. His answer is almost correct. Yeah, Aniket, now it's right. What different did you do this time?
Uh, in fact, I didn't do anything different. I did the same thing as I didn't look at the options. Whatever I got manually, I just gave it to you. But then I would share my approach with you.
Sure.
What I did was first, actually, I did a correction in my method. First, I took a cost as 100. So what 20% increase, it would be 120.
Okay.
But then the salary, I took it as 1,000 because again, it is similar to base 100. So it would be simpler for me. So I took it as 1,000. So they were spending 20%. They were spending around 20%. So that was 200 rupees. So I thought, okay, they were initially itself spending 200 rupees. So I changed my initial cost to 200. So
Okay.
that due to inflation became
Uh,
240.
Why didn't you use then the 100x approach?
Yeah. This, yeah, I should have used, but then in a hurry, I just
Yeah,
went to this
yeah,
one.
yeah. That's the thing. I guess because of luckily you got your numbers correct, or I would say proper in the your second approach. So your answer is luckily correct. I mean the option that you might have marked. But yeah, this is like using this method is like of a I would say a suicide in quantitative approach. Because even if you apply all the methods correct, but the initial base you're taking it wrong, out of 3-4 questions, at least 1 or 2 are bound to be wrong.
Yeah, Kesari. That's the reason I changed it immediately after seeing the salary part.
Okay, yeah.
And one more thing, Kesari, is that since there were no specified numbers that were mentioned here as compared to the previous question where 37 or 18 marks were mentioned. So I thought that going with the 100 base or 1000 base approach would do, but
See, the
from next
100
time.
base and 1000 base is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
The thing you have to note here is there are two important things.
Yeah.
First is this, and second is this. Do you know the relation between them?
Is they have given a relation on the screen?
No. The relation by mean, do you know the current ratio between them? Like let's assume the salary is 100
Yes.
and the household expenditure is 50.
Yes.
This is how the question was framed. Okay.
Okay.
So the question setter took these numbers randomly in mind and then framed his question, and then he framed his options according to it.
Yes.
If you don't take a similar ratio, will you get your answer right?
No.
That's the thing. But what if I take my expenses as 100x and my salary as 100y? Do I have to care about the ratio?
No.
No, x and y will automatically take care of it.
Yes.
That's the thing. What you said is totally correct. That since there are no numbers given, you are free to choose it, but you still have to maintain the integrity of the question by having your ratio correct.
Yes.
So like you said, if your ratio, so suppose like in the question paper, the question setter had thought of the ratio half, and coincidentally you come up with the ratio half, you will get the answer that is right. If you don't come up with the ratio, you will get your answers wrong.
Yes, please.
Okay, yeah. Great that the doubt got cleared. It happens. The more, see the guys, the more you ask me, the more you will be clearer to what approach and whatever approach you have to use and you don't have to use. So if you remain keeping quiet, it will be your loss. So speak as much as you can.
Kesari,
Yeah.
I'll tell the approach I have used. Correct me if I'm wrong. So what I considered was, let's take the initial salary to be 100 rupees.
Okay.
So this statement where initially the family used to spend 20% of the salary.
Okay.
So for household, they used to spend 20 rupees from 100 rupees.
Okay.
So, and the first statement says that due to
Where
inflation,
is it given?
Initially the family,
but you are
family used to,
taking salary as 100 or expenses as 100?
salary as 100.
Okay, all right.
Salary as 100, so the expenses will go to 20 rupees for the household
120.
items.
Okay, sure.
20 rupees. So due to inflation, the cost of the household items will become 24 rupees.
Okay.
And the salary increase is 110.
Okay.
So 10% of 110 is 11 rupees. 20% is 22 rupees. So that's how I saw the options, and since 20 is only available in B option, I have given that.
I guess you have some calculation error.
Like if we take
Yeah,
the
I also do, as
100,
Asvik says.
Okay, and
But
what
I
answer
get
did
the
you
right
get?
option. D.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. You have done some calculation error, Asvik. Your approach seems to be perfectly fine. Now, since I cannot see your pen and paper, what you have written there, I cannot comment on what you
No,
did.
I didn't do any calculation as such. I mean, what I considered is I need to have 24 rupees to get the household items. So
Yeah.
for 24 rupees in 110, 10% is 11 rupees.
Yeah.
20% is 22 rupees.
Yes.
So the rest is 2 rupees.
No.
Yeah, so I need more two more rupees for
But
getting the
what
20.
is 2 rupees? What is 2 rupees of 11?
Correct. What's 2
It is
rupees?
not 2 by 11 percentage.
Correct.
See?
Yeah, I
See, you
missed
made a
that.
silly mistake there.
Yes.
Everything you did was perfectly fine.
I got excited seeing 20 and I just skipped it.
Yeah, happens. Okay, anybody did a similar mistake like Ashvik? Trust me, I've been there, guys. Even I've done some
Yeah,
silly mistakes like this, so
I
it
did
happens.
actually.
Okay, all right.
I took the I took this. What was that? The expenses as 100,
Okay,
and the salary would be 500.
okay,
So I took it like 20% in the expenses 120, and salary would be 550.
okay.
So I came to a conclusion like it was something 20%. So I just did B.
Wow.
Like I get confused when these type of options come, like 22
See,
by
don't look
11.
at the options. Like what Aditya was telling me, if I solved the question and then looked at the options, trust me, sometimes not looking at the options helps. See,
Now,
that's the beauty of CAT. Various approaches work for different questions. Sometimes you have to use elimination of options. Therein you have to look at every option. Sometimes if you get scared about options, just don't look at it. Solve by yourself, and then when you get the final thing, then you look at the options.
when I
Initially,
when I get these
this will
options,
help. Yeah, go ahead.
like 22 by 11,
Yeah,
I don't know, I solved them like
11
20.
into 20 plus 2.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong.
but that
It's
would
okay.
make so difficult.
See, like I had discussed in my intro session as well, and this will remain for all the sections, not only quant, even for verbal RC. Whenever you solve a psychology RC passage, if you are not comfortable with the words there, trust me, however good is your reading speed, however good is your understanding criteria, how much good are you in speaking English, if you're not able to understand or if you're not comfortable with the words of psychology passage, you will never crack that RC. The same goes for quant. How will it come? It will require some practice.
Yes.
All right, guys. So I suppose the approach has already been discussed. Does anybody want me to solve it again?
Yes, I didn't understand how.
Okay. Prerit, what did not understand?
Like, if some of the students have taken monthly household expenses as 100x and some is taken as salary.
What did you take?
I actually both took in cost also I took as 100 and salary also I took as 100.
Why? Why did
Because
we
like,
take cost as 100? What is given? Initially, the family used to spend 20% of the salary. So they are clearly mentioning it that if X is your salary, 20% of it is the monthly household expenses. But you are clearly not following the question. You are taking it as 100%. You're basically taking the salary and the expenses exactly same 100. This is what I discussed with Aditya before. There's a ratio given in the question. You will have to respect that ratio. If you solve something different from it, naturally what will happen is you won't get the answer.
okay.
Did you understand the approach now? What is being asked in the question?
I understood what is being asked, but how do you solve it actually?
Okay, I'll solve it. Let the salary be 100. Now it is given. The expenses is 20% of it, so that's 20. This part is clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now this has increased due to inflation by 20%. Now what is 20% of 20?
Oh,
4. So this will be 24.
Yes.
And this has increased by 10%. Now what will be the new salary?
110.
110. Now, what percentage of present salary should the family spend on the same quantities? Basically, what is 24 out of 110?
Okay.
Now, did you get it?
Yes, yes.
Prerit, I would advise you one thing. Please go through the recordings once again.
Okay.
The classes have been recorded and the links will be provided to you. Please go through the recordings once again. It will help you. Trust me. And are you noting down the methods?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great, great. See, you have understood the concept. The only thing is sometimes in the back of your mind, it just runs away. You just can't recollect it. The only solution to it is revising it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. We'll move forward to the next question. Today we are quite slow, guys. We have just discussed 3 questions and it's close to an hour. This is the 4th question, guys. This is homework. This is a bit difficult, but it is almost exact same as the previous 2 questions. Okay, so this will be homework. If you don't get it, well, do it. One more important thing, guys, and trust me, it will help you guys also. Whenever you have any doubt, share it in the group and ask for among yourselves if somebody can provide an answer. What it will do is it will not only help you guys as well, because you will come with various different approaches that you guys might have come up with. If you guys are not able to solve it among yourselves, I will always be there to give you the answer. Does that work? Guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, okay. Also, if you're not satisfied with any approach that among you guys could not clear it, don't worry, I'll give you the approach as well. But first of all, try to get it solved among you guys yourself. See, peer learning also is you guys must have had the guest session as well. And an important point that might have been discussed is peer learning, like I said. So peer learning is an important concept and it will only foster once you guys start solving the questions among yourselves too. So that is also an important aspect of it. So I would highly recommend it. You guys want to do it or not, that is totally up to you, but I would surely recommend it. Okay, moving forward. Yeah, guys, solve this one. This is a good example of the previous 2 lectures that we had done. It covers ratios as well. You can use your calculators, no need to worry about that. 2 minutes. Hurry up, guys. I've still not received any answer. One more minute. No, Aswik, it is not correct. I would agree this is a calculation intensive question, but it is not that tough. Okay, I'll give you one more minute, guys. Final 1 minute. No, Manideep. Even you have done the same mistake as Aswik. Yes, Prerit, your answer is right. Spot on. Anshula, I guess you have done some calculation mistake. Your answer is almost right. Just one digit is wrong. I'm afraid, Aditya, you cannot escape from that concept in this question. But don't worry, we'll work on it. All right, guys, time's up. Only one correct answer. Now, should I consider it a good sign or a bad sign? You guys tell me. So Prerit has got the answer, and the correct answer is 161,000. Prerit, would you like to discuss your approach?
The standard approach.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me. Doesn't matter. Hello, Prerit?
Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
So 75% of A is 42.
Yes.
So A will get as 56.
Okay.
Similarly, B and C will get as 80 and 88.
Perfect.
So 56 plus 80 plus 88 will give us plus 88 is equal to what I done. That will give us a number. That number we have to multiply by 56. We'll get 161000.
Perfect. The only thing missing is X part.
It's like 244 or 214 something.
Yes. You should have After adding it should have been initially 42x, 64x, and 55x because those are ratios. They are, you have not been provided with numbers 42, 64, and 55, right? Luckily, you got saved here, but yeah, your approach was right. Conceptually, you just were slightly off track.
I'll take care of next time.
Sure, sure. Guys, did you understand what he said? Or you want me to explain it again?
Please explain K3 once.
Okay, sure. So it is given the total income is this. A spends 75% of his income, B spends 80%, and C spends 62%. And A का 75, B का 80%, and C का 62.5% का ratios are this, and this. Now, can I say 0.75A is equal to 42x, and why am I taking x? Because I have a ratio here. Can I represent these numbers as 42x, 64x, and 55x? Can I do it, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've taken it x, that's it. Similarly, 0.8b is equal to 64x, and similarly 0.625c is equal to 55x. Is this part clear?
Yes, K3.
Yeah. So from this step, can I find out the value of A, B, and C in terms of x?
Yes.
So let's say I get the value of capital A as something here. I get the value of capital B as this. I get the value of capital C as here, C.
Yes.
If I add A, B, C, will I get this?
Yeah.
Yeah. But here we will have A, B, C in terms of x. So basically now you will obtain the value of x. Once you obtain the value of x, you just have to calculate this. That will be your answer.
But Kesari, it is given that the ratio of the amount spent by ABC, not offered to ABC. 644,000 is the amount of the total salary that they are getting.
Yeah.
So 42x, 64x, and 55x, and whatever ABC that we are getting out of it, it's related to the expenditure, right? So how can we equate them both?
Okay. One thing. Let's name it as A dash, B dash, and C dash first, so as to avoid confusion. Now, what will be A here? 42x by 0.75. What will be B here? 64x by 0.8. And C will be 55x by 0.625. This part is clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm telling this value is A dash.
Okay. Okay.
This value is B dash, and this value is C dash.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Now adding this all three is equal to this, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Got it.
Now
Yes.
from here you will get the value of x.
Yes.
Once you get the value of x, substitute it here, you will get your answer, which is this.
Yes, Kesari.
Anybody who has still not understood it? This is an important question, and going forward we'll have such questions, guys. Anybody, any doubt? Please pick up now itself. All right. I assume nobody has any doubt. Then I'll move forward. This again is same concept, guys. A homework. This is an important question, guys, but it will take a lot of time. What I will do is, first you guys try it at home, because what will happen is, it will take 30 minutes. It will take up 30 minutes of the question. The concept has been discussed. I am going to certainly discuss this question in the WhatsApp session. Trust me, I'll provide the solution detailed. And if you guys still have that doubt, we will discuss it. Don't worry. This is an important question and it will be discussed in the class. The only thing is, I want to skip the timing that you get to solve this question, because you might even take more than 10 or 12 minutes to get this question, because this is not an easy or a moderate difficulty question. This is a tough question. So in a way, this is a classwork question, but you have to solve it from home. We'll discuss it once you solve it. So I am not postponing it as a homework. It is a classwork question, but you have to solve it first at home. Got it clear, guys? Everybody? Okay. Guys, do you remember this question?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's solve it again. I want everybody of you to solve it in 1 minute now.
I remember its answer.
Great.
84.
I still want everybody to solve it, guys. Anybody who does not remember how to solve this question, please speak up now. Anybody?
Me, Kesri, me. I don't remember.
Oh, you don't remember. But were you able to solve it?
I'm doing the normalized equation method itself right now.
Okay,
But
sure,
then,
sure.
yeah, is there if there is any shortcut or something, that would be good.
And basically you have to add the numbers and divide them. I would say this is the shortcut.
Okay, because I'm just multiplying with a ratio of x for the top three and then y for the next four. Then I'm equating it. I'm getting it in one terms, so that I get a value of x
That
or
is the
y.
approach. You cannot use a shortcut here. I mean, that's the shortest approach available.
Okay, Casey then.
Yeah. Anybody else, guys? Any doubt? Okay, one more thing, guys, an advice to everybody of you. I'm discussing the questions and getting it solved. After the session gets over, you do it tonight or you do it tomorrow morning. That's totally up to you. Since everybody of you has the PDF, the worksheet that we are discussing, I want you guys to solve it as a fresh, take a page, time yourself and solve each and every question. What it will do is, it will not only revise the concepts that we had just discussed previously, it will help you remember, and your homework questions will get solved then and there itself. so that you don't prolong it and delay it. It will also help you in being regular. So that is one thing I would urge everybody of you to follow. Okay, guys, we'll move forward to the next question. Yeah, this is, I would say, an easy to moderate question. 2 minutes. Start. One more minute, guys. It's a very easy question. Thirty seconds, guys. No, guys. Aniket and Aditya, unfortunately, both of you have a wrong answer. The answer is a multiple of 100. If you have done some mistake in that, that's the part you need to remember. Sorry, my bad, my bad. Yeah, your answers are right. I was calculating something else. Yeah, your answers are right, Aniket and Aditya. Time's up, guys. I see only 2 answers. And I'm wondering why so. Aditya, did you just assume 100 this time or did you solve it?
No, since 25 rupees was given, I took the initial cost price as X. So that's how I
Okay.
solved it.
Perfect. All right. This time we did not fall into the trap.
Yes,
Aniket,
KC.
what? Yeah. Aniket, what did you do?
I took it like 100. The cost price at 100 as 100.
Okay. And you got lucky.
Yeah.
So if the answer was 200, then
Then my answer would be, the difference would be half of 25.
yeah, that would be half, because you know that the answer might have been 200.
Yeah, then I would come to know maybe.
How? You don't even have options. Like if you
If
don't get the answer among the options, that is fine, but you don't even have the options.
if we like do it like 100 plus 25% and 100,
See,
like,
what you did is, there is nothing wrong in it. The only thing is, luckily the answer is 100, and that is what you assumed initially. So all your calculations would be completely right. Not
yeah,
even at a single point of time I can see your calculations are wrong, because you have assumed the jackpot that of 100, that is completely right. What I'm
yeah,
saying is, what if the original answer was 200 and you had assumed a different answer? No, Prerit, the answer is 100.
like if it was an multiple of 100,
Yeah.
so it's given he would make a profit of 25% even
Huh.
after the reducing.
Yes. So you will
So
calculate your numbers according to 25%, right?
no, so right now my answer after everything is 25%.
Okay.
Like if the answer must be 200, my answer would be the half of 25.
Okay. But
So
you
that
assume
you can
the initial
calculate it.
cost price is 100, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So basically what is being asked, you assumed it.
yeah, I got lucky. Yes.
Yeah. Prerit, what did you do? You got 75 as the answer.
I made some calculation error.
Okay. And what is the approach did you use?
Took as like selling price equal to cost price plus 25, that kind of.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. See guys, unfortunately in this sum, if you try to use a shortcut, uh, you might face with a calculation error, and your answer will go haywire. So luckily enough, like Aditya used X here, we'll have to go with the similar approach and solve it. So what we'll do is, let's get with this question. The trader sells an article at a profit of 25. So if I assume the cost price as X, will my selling price be X plus 25? This part is
Yeah.
clear, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. If the cost price is reduced by 25, so this new cost price is X minus 25. And consequently, the selling price is reduced by 25%. That means the new selling price is X plus 25 into 0.75.
Yes,
It becomes 75% of the previous one. He would
yes.
still make a profit of 25%. What does that mean? Now this is A, this is B. Now A is 125% of B. Are you getting the point? A minus B by B is 25 upon 100. That is how profit is calculated, right? Selling price minus cost price by cost price. Any doubts here, guys?
No, small logic but missed.
Yeah. That's why I said it's a pretty easy question. See, today's question in terms of logic, there wasn't much logic to use. The only thing today's question meant, what is your starting point? Are you starting with a base 100? Are you starting with 100x? Are you starting with x? These three are the important point. If you get this part in this chapter correct, trust me, this chapter will never ever disturb you, however difficult a question is. If you get these three approaches right, when to use which approach, that's it. and people, trust me, get confused a lot of times. And when does this confusion happen? When such questions arrive at the end of the paper, it always creates a panic attack. Answer is 100, guys. You will get the value of x as 100. Solving this part. Everybody got it clear? Any doubt? I will repeat it once again. Anybody? Guys?
Clear, K3.
Okay. I need to. Yeah, Priya, do you have a doubt?
No, Casey. I just
Okay.
told no
All
doubt. I
right.
understood the
Okay.
concept.
Great. Okay, then we'll move forward. We have 3 questions, and among them, we'll first do this one. I'll be extending the session by 10 minutes, guys. Please bear with me. This is, I guess, the second toughest question of the day. And the time you take will totally depend on the approach you use among the 3 methods. You have 3 minutes. Please start. One important thing, guys, and I forgot to mention it. Are you guys comfortable with the language used here? Are you guys understanding what does this mean? A man invests 1395 in a 3% stock at 93 rupees.
Yeah, I was confused in the first line.
Yeah, thought so.
Even I didn't get it. In a 3% stock, what does it mean?
Means he is buying shares and one share is 93 rupees. So he's buying 1935 worth shares.
3% stock.
I didn't get it. Pardon?
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Kesari. He's
Yeah,
buying
go ahead.
shares. He's buying shares, and each share is worth one share is worth of 93. So he's investing 1395 rupees to buy certain amount of shares. So basically, he's buying 15 shares, and each share is 93 rupees. Is it correct, Kesari?
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
Guys, don't worry. It will take some time, and this is just concept wise. You will need the stocks knowledge first. Let's keep it for now. We'll solve it sometimes later. I basically wanted to test this part, but then I forgot you guys might not be having the important part that is required to solve it. Yeah. So we'll be solving this part, and this upper question is your homework, because the question you solved just previous to it, this and this are exactly same. Just the numbers are different. You basically have the almost same, a profit and a discount. So question 10 will be your homework, and solve question 11. I will discuss the concepts of stock, and then I'll give you the question to solve. Because if I give you the concept of stocks first, it will take me some 4-5 minutes to get it completely, and then we'll overshoot the time. You will have such questions in your assignment as well. And this is an important question. It may be a bit difficult to understand, but let's see. Any answers, guys? One more minute. Okay, guys, time's up. I don't see any answer. Okay, just one answer. Asvik has replied to me right now. Hopefully, Asvik, you are correct with your ratios this time and you have not repeated your previous mistake of 22:11. Let's see.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay. Yeah. Guys, first I guess I'll explain a short concept that might be required for you. Okay, one thing. Let's say two guys, A and B, start a business partnership. A in 1 year totally invests 100 rupees and B invests 200 rupees total in 1 year. In what order, I don't care. But every month they've started something, and in 1 year he invested 100 and he invested 200 rupees. Now they obtain a profit of 30 rupees from the total business. So what do you think the profit shares of A and B would be? How much should A and how much should B get?
1:2.
1:2. So the amount would be
10 and 20.
10 and 20. Is this part clear, guys? Everybody, any doubt?
Can you please repeat?
Okay, sure. A invested 100 rupees in 1 year and B invested 200 rupees in 1 year in the same business. They are doing a business together and they have invested this rupees. you can say rupees, you can say number of hours they have worked or whatever. They have invested some resource. Now the profit they get out of the business after 1 year is 30 rupees. How should they divide it? Should they divide it equally? I mean, if you are B and your partner is A, if he has worked half as much as you, will you share it equally 15-15 among yourselves?
No, no.
No.
So you will distribute it in the ratio you have worked, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Everybody guys, any doubt till now? Is this clear?
Yes, Casey.
Everybody guys, I require a response from everybody.
Yes, yes.
Yes, Casey.
Okay. That's it then. There was nothing else left. If that part is cleared, I don't think there's anything left to discuss. Now we have Serena and Williams.
Yes, we need to find the ratios first. I mean, and what ratios are the investment going and how it should.
Yes, that's it.
So it'll be like 50,000 into 12 is to 50,000 into 3 plus 40,000 into 9.
Yes.
The
Then
ratio was like 60
is to
ratio 50.
So what I did was I considered the profit amount to be 111 rupees.
Okay.
So if it is 111 rupees, then 51 rupees should go to Venus.
Okay.
So it's like 111 minus 51 by 11, 111 into 100.
Okay.
So that's how I landed with 40, option B.
Okay.
I mean, for
Anybody
simplicity,
else?
I just added 60 and 51 so that big numbers won't be coming into place.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Casey,
Yeah.
this like, can we do it this way? For example, here he has not mentioned how much amounts of profits they have got. So I've just assumed that they just got a 100% profit.
Yeah. Yeah. You can
100%.
assume it.
Okay. So then for first 3 months, Venus should be paid according to 50%, and then the next 9 months he should be paid according to 40%.
Yeah.
Okay. And then adding up overall, how much percentage does it correspond to the
Yeah.
invested
Yes.
value?
Yes. What if instead of distributing the profit each month, what I initially calculate is the total number of investments they have done for total year. Can I do that part? Just see it,
Yes.
guys. Yeah, I'll share the approach here. Serena and Williams start a business with 50,000 each. Now to just ease it out, if I cancel 3 zeros from here, can I cancel 3 zeros from here?
Yes, Casey.
Yes.
Because it's in percentage. Ratio does not change,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Correct.
So if Serena and this, they both start with 50 rupees. Okay. And for 3 months, each one of them is contributing 50 rupees, 50 rupees, 50 rupees. At the end of 3 months, Venus withdraws 10 rupees. Now 50, 50, 50 each month, right? That was the combination they had. So Serena for first 3 months 150, Venus first 3 months 150. Now for next 9 months, she will have 40 into 9, and here it will be 50 into 9.
Yes.
This part. So total this will be 12 into 50. So Serena's share will be 600, right? And here you will get 150 plus 360.
510.
Yes, 510. Now you just have to take the ratio of this, and that will be the answer.
I didn't get how to do it after the ratio. I got 60 ratio 51 then.
So Venus is investing 510 and Serena is investing 600.
Yeah.
So the ratio of their profits should also be shared in the ratio of 51:60.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now 51:60 is their total combination, right? So what will be the profit share of Venus? 51 divided by total profit.
Okay.
Got it?
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
Or else cases we can consider like this, right? Like Now we got it as 60:51, right?
Yeah.
So now if there is I mean, how I considered is I've considered triple one as the profit percentage. So 51 parts of triple one should go to Venus, like that.
Yes, yes, yes. That's what I'm doing. 51, triple one.
Yeah.
You are indirectly doing the same method. You are just explaining it differently.
Okay. My bad.
It's completely fine. It's okay. See, arriving at the conclusion through any methods is totally fine. This part is clear, guys?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Any doubts? Any
So
doubts,
answer
guys? Yeah, the answer will be B. Any doubts, guys?
No.
All right, then we'll stop here today. It was quite a long session than a normal one. But yes, do revise it. It will be fresh in your minds, and do solve every homework problem, everything. Start posting it in the group, whatever doubts you have. Try to solve it among yourselves. If you have any issues, I will be there to help you. No need to worry about that part.
in the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, you can use the WhatsApp group also. No need to worry. Wherever you are comfortable. See, the resources will be shared in the Concur. And if you think you are more comfortable with WhatsApp group, then Concur part will move to WhatsApp, because Concur might have some issues, because you guys would be more comfortable with WhatsApp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
so you
yes,
can
yes.
discuss on the WhatsApp. No need to worry about that. All right, guys, we'll take a stop for today, and see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.